Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, we got to talk about yet another come from behind victory for the Kentucky Wildcats. This time it was a 14-point deficit from Tennessee at home. And the first game we was down by 17. We came back in Knoxville and got the victory. And this time we came back from 14. And I hate to say this, and you guys let me know what you think, but I feel like I'm getting too comfortable with the idea that Kentucky is going to play bad in the first half. They're going to get down by double digits and come back and make it a close game in the second half. And I feel like we living on the edge. I don't want to live like that. I want us to just start the game off right and just play consistent throughout the first half and into the second half and close out games. But we had a good week though. We beat Oklahoma and Tennessee, both home games, but we played well. And we creep back into the top 25, which is nice. We had been out for a while, but now we back. We right at 25, but I'll take it for now. We still got a lot to improve on. But I like the direction I think that we're going. I just want us to get to the point where we don't have to just always come from behind in the second half. But, to keep it right here with the come from behind victories, are we, who are we giving the credit to? Is Mark Pope really doing some excellent coaching over there that he may not be getting credit for? Seems like for some reason Kentucky is two different teams. So whatever it is that he's telling them in the locker room seems to be working. He seems to be figuring stuff out throughout the course of the first half, and he's able to put some strategies in place. And the team is having success in the second half. That's the way it's appearing to me. You guys, like I said, you guys let me know what you think. Do you think the players is just getting loose, they getting warmed up, or are we giving the credit to Mark Pope? I would like to think that he's doing his thing over there on the sideline and getting us where we need to be. But yeah, man, y'all know I love it when we beat Tennessee. It always makes my heart smile. We brought out the denim, as you can see. And let me know if you guys bought any of this denim gear. I really love the duffel bag that they had with the denim patchwork on it. If I can get my hands on one of those duffel bags, I probably will buy one if it's not too expensive. I'm not really worried about the Devin Booker shoes, even though I think they're kind of nice, but I'm not worried about those. I would take a jacket, though, if I can find one, a jacket. So let me know if you got any of the denim gear. I was a little worried at first because, like I said, in the first half, we was losing, and I said, man, we done brought out the denim, and we going to get beat at home. I said, we're going to have to put the denim up for the year. But we, like I said, we came back like we seem to always do this season, and we made it a ball game, and we squeaked out a 3-point victory. And there's Ortega going to the basket for the and one. And like I said, man, Ortega's like a second half. Ortega's season is kind of almost a parallel to what our team is, because the first half of the season, the non-conference play, Ortega was pretty disappointing. And then once we got to the conference play, he's been one of the best players in the SEC. Pretty much a walking 20-point bucket. But I love when Ortega just forces his way to the basket like he's doing right there. I think that's his strength. Just get to the basket, and that way it can open up for him. That was terrible defense right there. But that opens up for him to get his mid-range jumper going. But I love when he's dragging his man to the basket, making strong plays at the rim, not settling. See, I don't want him to settle for them type of shots. Brandon Garrison working hard on the basket. Brandon Garrison is an interesting player to me too because I know y'all seen the stat where like Kentucky's like 9-0 if he gets like a technical or a flagrant foul. Um, and I know we've been hard on BG this season, but he definitely he's one of those guys that you need on the team. He's Kentucky's enforcer, if you will. He gonna play hard. He willing to fight. He not gonna let nobody bully you on the court. He gonna always protect you. And for some reason, when he gets turned up, we win. He had himself a ball game against Oklahoma too. I know he stat wise he didn't really do that great in this game. He had basic stats. 4 points, 7 rebounds, but like I said, when he gets turned up, we get going and we get the victories. And like I said, there's Otega again, just doing what we need Otega to do, use his strength and take guards to the basket with him and get up on that backboard. Kentucky's defense still just needs a lot of work, man. If you're just watching, even though we were playing decent on offense, we just give up too much in the first half on defense. It's like we just can't figure out what to do with teams. That was a tough shot right there, but shouts out to Aberdeen. He had himself a pretty decent game as well. 16 points. He's shooting a lot better now. He was kind of cold from 3, but overall he still was, 5 for 11, so he shot pretty good. Hit all his free throws. That's one of the things that scares me about Kentucky is I feel like we miss a lot of free throws. We gotta tighten that up. But we was hustling though. Shouts to Chandler too, man. Chandler been playing really well. Last year, like I said, I think Chandler didn't have his legs back. I think he kind of had lost a little bit of his edge when he was, focusing on his spiritual journey. And it took him a while to get back. He started showing some signs of improvement at the end of the season, and then he's just continued to get better this year. And now he's getting to the point where I feel pretty confident when he gets kickouts and open shots. I feel pretty confident he's going to knock them down. That was a terrible possession. Yelovich was not paying attention, and somebody hit him from the weak side, tapped it loose, and then I don't know what my boy Noah was doing right here. He kind of, I don't know. See, that's one of them situations where it's like if you're going to foul the man, you got to go on and hit him and make sure he can't get it up. That was a nice play with from Jasper and Moreno. Moreno's been playing really well, too. He's another one that surprised me because I didn't think he was, and that was a great pass right there. Moreno does pass really well out of the post. He might not be quite the playmaker that Amari Williams was, but he is getting better, and he does find a lot of the guys in good spots where they can get some easy baskets. Nice little mid-range jumper from Aberdeen. I like those type of plays from some of our guys. That was a good pass right there. Because I ain't going to lie, I thought Chandler was about to pull that one, but he just kind of held it, let the play develop, dropped it off Yelovich for the easy basket. See, right there, it might have been a little bit of a force. We got to pick a better angle so that when you're driving, you can't get the ball knocked away from you without a foul. Like, you got to take an angle to where when you charge to the basket, the dude's got to hit your whole entire body to reach through to get the ball. Nice shot by Chandler. Real good fake right there. Mo's one of them players, man, that like I know the teams are going to play him to shoot the jumper. And that was just a high IQ play right there. Good pass from Moreno. Like I said, Moreno is he's a good playmaker, man. He has good awareness in the post. He always kind of looking for his, the cutters. And Ortega, like I said, Ortega's, he's hard to stop when he's going downhill. So the defense, though, like I said, the guys just don't rotate good enough yet. They kind of get lost a lot. Nice play by Jasper, man. That play right there is one of those plays when, just that's the new age bag work where the guys is always able to, like, make them type of layups where they drive into the basket and they not even cuffing the ball with two hands and they can just scoop it up with the hand they was dribbling with. That was a good defensive recovery, but still, I just like to see guys in better position right there. Strong play, man. That's the Ortega that we just need to see for the rest of the season. Like, don't rely on that jump shot. Only take it when it's there. But utilize your strengths. Get to that basket. Get on the free throw line. And we got to get guys around the basket. It can't just be Moreno and Mo. We got to get everybody active around the bucket. Armine had a game though. He was hooping. We've been when you watching all these plays, we getting lucky because we getting Tennessee to miss a lot of shots at the rim, and see right there that was just too hard of a pass, man. We just gotta be a little bit more patient right there, especially at this point in the game. When you get down to these last like 8 minutes, you got to be real careful with the basketball. You got to make sure plays. And we have to have them right there, like, and maybe that's a play where Chandler's got to, realize, you might have to give Brandon Garrison one more step before you deliver him the ball right there, so he can have a better chance of making the play. And that was actually a good drive. I don't know how that one rolled out, but luckily BG was there to clean that up. Sometimes it just go down like that, man. You can lay the ball up and just do some funny stuff. Strong move by Moreno, man. Strong move. I wasn't sure that Moreno was going to be strong enough to play in the SEC and play well his freshman year. I thought it might take him a year. But he's holding his own pretty good. Like I said right there, man. It's just guys just they don't rotate well. And they got to pay more attention, and they got to be more, like, proactive instead of reactive. Like, when you see plays are being made, like right there, Brandon Garrison, I know it's not his fault, but you got to get around the other side when you see that developing. Moreno probably should have took a better angle to play the pick and roll right there. So I'm not going to put it all on BG, but, man, that was a crazy pass right there, man. That Tennessee played good D on that possession, to be honest. But Ortega just made a crazy pass out to Chandler, and like I said, Chandler just his confidence is growing, man. So as soon as I seen him catch the ball, I had that. But like I said, Tennessee played that. They played that properly. They played that the way you're supposed to play it, and we just made a play. They made a good play. We made a better play. That was good D by Ortega right there, man. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the strength. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you get them players in front of you, and they get they sit in that chair on you, and you can't go around them just because of the strength. That's what that was. Anybody else, he probably would have been able to get a cleaner look, or he might have been able to get to a better spot. But Ortega's just a lot stronger than him right now as a freshman. Yeah, BG, you're a little too handsy right there, man. That's a little unnecessary. Just play it straight up, man. You don't have to be that aggressive. You putting them on the line, they getting points without using any clock, man. We gotta, like I said, we still got, we gotta clean up some awareness. We gotta limit some of the mental mistakes that we make still. Like I said, I'm always feeling more and more confident that each game we play, even if we get down in the first half, I'm feeling like we can make it a game. But I would just rather have a complete basketball game. Chandler right there, usually a solid free throw shooter, but like I said, that's one of the things that I feel like we got to work on, because just overall as a team. But fortunately, Diabate made a great offensive rebound, and that might have saved us, to be honest. Then of course Aberdeen did what he was supposed to do. But we got to clean up the free throw shooting, man, because it ain't going to always work in our favor. We're not going to always make a play like that from Diabate. And I don't want us to have to rely on that in those type of situations. So we got a lot of work to do still. But overall, good week. We climbed back in the top 25, 2 wins. I think Kentucky's 8-1 in their last 9 games. I believe we actually have the same record. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe we have the same record as last year's team at this point. But it just feels like such, there's such a big difference between the way both of these teams each team was playing. But like I said, my confidence is growing. The only thing that worries me is Kentucky has one of the hardest remaining schedules. I forgot how many, but I know they got a decent amount of quad 1 games left. So we have to lock in. Like I said, we got to limit a lot of these mental errors. We got to continue to improve on the defensive end, man, because that's going to be the one thing that I feel like can hurt us. Because at some point we're gonna face a team that, no matter what adjustments Mark Pope's making, defensively, we're going to have to lock in, because you're not always going to guarantee you can stop somebody, or that you can play good enough offense. But you can always rely on your defense. So if you're a good defensive team, you can bring that every time, whether you're hitting shots or not. But we just probably have to communicate better, and we got to anticipate more and be ready to move and help, and other guys got to rotate. But anyways, like I said, overall, a great week for us. We are still rolling. We still alive, back in the top 25. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. How do you feel about this team overall? And let me know what you think about Mark Pope. I know in the beginning of the season, it was looking real bad. Some people was calling for Pope's job. A lot of people was feeling like we made a mistake hiring him. And now it's looking like maybe there's some method to his madness with all these come from behind victories. Seem like he's really getting in his coaching bag over there. So you guys let me know what you think. Is it fool's gold? Are we just getting lucky? Or is Mark Pope doing his thing? Let me know in the comments, and we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.